Hello and welcome to the sport programs on SSBC, coming to you live from the national capital, Juba. My name is Majur Cholko. This week on our edition of the sport program on SSBC, we take a look at basketball growth in South Sudan, especially Cobra Basketball Club in South Sudan. What is Cobra Basketball Club? What has Cobra Basketball Club done in South Sudan? What are they known for? What is good or what is bad about Cobra Basketball Club? This is what we will be finding out in this edition of the sport program on SSBC. And to join me right here in the studio is none other than Dut Habram Ado, Technicals and Performance Director for Cobra Basketball Club in South Sudan, and Majak Mum, Assistant Coach, Cobra Basketball Clubs. Dear viewers, let's have a break and take a look at what Cobra Basketball players know about basketball and their club in South Sudan. Thanks for joining. Let's have a break and we will be right back.
My name is Gadwang Tuok. I'm a point guard from Cobra Club. I play for Cobra. I started playing in 2018 for Cobra, and then from there it was just a good run for them. But I went to Uganda and stuff when I came back, and that's how I was saying. 2019, that's when I started my full season with the Cobra. You know, everything, man. Cobra have a culture. We have a culture out here, and everyone is supporting each other's, and you know, the management and the coaches, players. You know, it's just a great place to be. You know, everyone is supporting us to play basketball and stuff, and it's just a great club. Everyone in the club is great for us. You know?
My name is Tony Marino. I play point guard, like a shooting guard, and a Cobra. I enjoyed Cobra in 2017 to 18. We are foundation of Cobra. Okay, we start basketball team. Like here, the guard, they mean like in basketball, you know, there is a different position, okay? Like there is a shooting guard. The shooting guard, the one is play 2, and the 3. This is like basketball is about numbers. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. This is all about numbers. Me, I play 2.
Like you are like a defender.
Yeah, I play the shooting guard, 3-point. Yeah, the shooting guard mean like 3, like shooting. You can shoot at like any corner you can shoot.
Okay. Yeah. So you are good at that.
Yeah. This is my position. Yeah.
You are good at that position.
Absolutely. Yeah, basketball Cobra is a lot to me. You know, when I talk like a lot, there's like this Cobra like a family to me. Okay. You know, Cobra is not about basketball. Like we just come and play basketball. Cobra is about the family and it's like a school. They're teaching men how to be, how to act. Okay, this is all about Cobra.
My name is Alex Tom the Isaac. I play as a center, which is basketball. It's a position we play 5. I joined Cobra in 2018. What is so good in Cobra is that in Cobra we have been playing organized basketball. You know. Back in the days, I don't know anything about organized basketball. Here we have system, like everything has a system. It's not like just like back in the days whereby you just go and play anyhow.
My name is Cobra Kakot, and I play a shooting guard at Cobra Basketball Club. I joined Cobra this year in February. Like around 17. First of all, I'm from Kenya. It's my first time in South Sudan. And when I first came to South Sudan, I love basketball more than anything so far. So when I came to Cobra at the Dr. Biar basketball complex, I came here to train with Coach Sharnubi because I've known Coach Sharnubi since 2016, and I've heard of Cobra since 2017, and it was a privilege to play and also sign with the team itself.
Basketball is a fun game, but what most people don't know about basketball is not only basketball, the sport in general is the sport keep you away from the other things that people are doing right now. For example, like you see a lot of kids in Juba or in South Sudan, they're doing some stuff they're not supposed to do. But it's sport, basketball keep you in a track way with a school and basketball. So that's what I chose basketball. You know, so it keep me away from all those stuff. People going for a club, hang out and stuff like that. But no, actually basketball in school. That's what I do.
Welcome back, dear viewers on SSBC. You are watching the sport program live on SSBC from the national capital, Juba. My name is Majur Cholkor, and as I said earlier, joining me right here in the studio is Mr. Dut Abraham Ador, Technical and Performance Director for Cobra Basketball Clubs, and Majak Mum, Assistant Coach for Cobra Basketball Clubs. Gentlemen, I'm profoundly honored and exceedingly humble having you in the studio of SSBC right here. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
To begin with, let's know more about Cobra Basketball Clubs. What is Cobra? When was it established? Anyone can talk about that.
Yeah, I'll take on that. Cobra Basketball Club was started in 2014. Volleyball as the first sport under Cobra. Later on, basketball was formed. It was started by the two sons of the late Dr. Biar, that is Jack and Deng Biar. These are the founders of Cobra Basketball Club and Cobra Volleyball Club that was formed later on in 2017.
Who are the person that make Cobra Basketball Clubs?
Well, the formation of Basketball Cobra Club is including our technical committee, head coaches, and our manager director, Jack Biar, and the selection for criteria for the team. We select ourselves and the coaches, we select some players, and we assess which positions are available, and from there we will continue to move them through the second division team onto the first division team. It was a whole technical team procedure for the selection of the team for those criteria.
Apart from appearing on South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation, SSBC, today, how many people know about Cobra and what are you known for, in case there are people who know you?
Yes, Cobra Basketball Club is known actually worldwide. Why? Because we've been participating in a lot of international tournaments. That include the Zone 5 in Tanzania in 2017. Went to Madagascar for Basketball Africa League. It's one of the biggest tournaments in Africa. Later on, advanced and went to Rwanda also. And of course, Cobra Basketball Club has a lot of, we have like any other platform, we have our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, with a lot of fans, a lot of people following them. And even at these venues that we play, these outside South Sudan, there are a lot of supporters that come to the venue to support Cobra Basketball Club. So I believe we're well known.
Mentioning the countries that you have been traveling to and play in, were you going there representing South Sudan, or you were going by your own as a club?
South Sudan, definitely. We go as Cobra. Every time we play, it is Cobra South Sudan, Cobra from South Sudan. So we are representing the nation.
Mr. Majak, assistant coach,
Yeah.
let's know from you, these matches that you have been playing outside of South Sudan and the matches that you have been playing within South Sudan, what have been your performances?
Let's start with South Sudan. Since we started in 2017, we won our first regular season. 2017, we won the regular season, then we won the playoffs. That's the first year entering in the tournaments, in the leagues in South Sudan. In the following year, we won the regular season again. And we had some local tournaments. We won Manubal. Unfortunately, we didn't win the playoffs, but with our record, we advanced, like Dude has said, to Madagascar for the qualifiers for ball, also to Rwanda. So our performance has been well. We won one season undefeated. The previous season, people were hoping that.
What made you to win those matches without being defeated?
It's a collective effort from our organization, our players and coaches, to always succeed and perform every match. We forget about the last match and continue practice and excel our games. We don't settle. Because
what is so unique about Cobra when you're playing your game apart from other basketball? What is different? How different do you play your games compared to other basketball clubs?
Our players are very athletic. We have guys that can really go up down the court. They're fast. They can shoot. They can dunk. And the games, when people come to our games, it's very excitement. It's very intense, you know. So it's a very exciting up tempo games. So that's what kind of unique about Cobra.
Can I add on that?
Yes.
Given the facilities also, our home ground, that is Cobra Basketball Club at Dr. BR, it's a full equipped, you know. We have everything. The gym, the players go to the gym, you know.
Aerobics.
The players go for aerobics. So these players get ready in advance. And we not only look at the local tournament, because our major aim is to represent the country out there. So preparation is very important for the players. So
how do you maintain your players to always make you want the matches that you always want? How do you maintain your players as the clubs?
Yeah, as a club, we have a set of rules and regulations. Discipline is very important. For any sportsman, anywhere, any athlete, you must be disciplined. So as Cobra, players go by the rules of the club. That is, you must attend training, you know. You just don't miss without any valid reason. You must come also prepared mentally, physically, you know. You must be ready, you know, to give it extra effort, because these games here, basketball or any other sport, is 90% mental, you know, and then physical, 10% physical. So you must be prepared mentally. You get prepared mentally, and then you get prepared physically. So by that
Shortly, we will be having a break and look at your game that you play against one of the clubs in Kenya, that is KPA of Kenya. But before we go there, let's come to Majak. Majak, looking at basketball in South Sudan, how is it perceived?
It's still at the early stages in South Sudan here. The good thing, we have people abroad that can help the game excel. So we're lacking a little training, but we're still in the early stages. But the good thing with the basketball here in South Sudan, our players adapt quickly. They learn very quickly. And we're blessed with height, but also with the skill to pick up the game very, very quickly. So there's great potential for our players, but also for our coaching to coach our staffs, referees. So there's a great potential. It's just at the early stages, you know.
What do you mean early stages?
Very early stages, because the things are not formed yet, you know, because lack of the situation in the country to establish other federations in other states. But everything's here in Juba. So just the technical part of training our coaches, our players, and equipping them with the latest training skills. But besides that, there's a great potential.
Quoting from Majak, he said, South Sudanese are blessed with the height. From your word also, let's know from you, what do you think is the most challenging part of playing basketball or making youth that are blessed with the height, said by Majak, not to be part of the basketball in the country? Or are they enrolling? Are they coming to be part of basketball in the country?
Well, like Coach Majak said, I would also add on it. I agree with them, you know. Right now, what we need in the country is total peace, you know. Side that South Sudan has been left behind because we are not, you know. Out there, we have a lot of talent. Even here, locally, we have a lot of talent. So now, the environment, if the environment is secure enough, is good enough for the youth, definitely we'll reach there as a nation. And we're just beginning, you know. Checking, for example, we have a lot of talented players that go for the national team, you know, both outside and even inside here. So I believe, like Majaka said, we're just beginning. We are in early stages, which has been kick-started by, of course, Cobra. Now other clubs also must fight so hard, win championship, and travel there and represent the country.
We'll come back. Thank you so much, dear viewers on SSBC, for following the sport program coming to you live from the national capital, Juba. My name is Majur Cholkor, and this week my guests are Dut Abraham Adur, technicals and performance director for Cobra Basketball Clubs, and Majak Mum, assistant coach, Cobra Basketball Club. Let's take a look at how they play with KNP of Kenya, and we will talk a little bit about those matches. Let's have a break and we'll be right back.
بعد خسارته الجولة الأولى والثانية، كوبرا يحقق أول انتصار له في بطولة حول المدن للأبطال الأندية، والتي تقام في تنزانيا على حساب بطل كينيا فريق KPA في الجولة الثالثة ضمن مباريات المجموعة الأولى بنتيجة 65 مقابل 50 للفريق الكيني. وقدم الفريق مستوى جيد طول اللقاء، وفرض أسلوبه على مدار الأشواط الأربعة، واضعا قسمه تحت ضغط كبير حسب توجيهات المدرب شرنوبي، والتي نفذها اللاعبين بالحرف. وبالفوز فقد أبقى كوبرا على حظوظه في المنافسة.
Boxings, volleyballs, wrestlings, and many more. Don't miss to follow us and join our group of sports analysts and experts as we bring them to you in this show through interviews and talk shows. Sport programs on SSBC. Play like champion for better South Sudan. Welcome back, dear viewers on SSBC. You're still following the sport programs on SSBC, and my guests right here, Dut Habram, Adur, and Majak Moon from Cobra Basketball Club. Gentlemen, you're most welcome back.
Thank you.
Let's know about the match that we just played, the highlight. Was it you playing which teams?
Well, that was in 2017 after winning the local league, both the regular season and the playoffs. So we went for Zone 5 Africa Championship in Tanzania. And the team you've just looked at, we were playing KPA from Kenya. That's one of the biggest teams, and we actually managed to beat it. Yeah, we managed to win that game.
Okay.
Yes.
So how was it like?
Being the first time out there, it was needed a lot of mental toughness, a lot of it was physical. So I believe the team was ready by that time, being the champions of South Sudan here of the league, local league. We went there knowing that we have a point to prove, and yeah, we managed to beat at least some of those top clubs there.
Majak, what were you doing as coaches of Cobra Basketball Club to make sure that your team won that game?
We just told them that this is a very experienced team, and they're very qualified. So we will set a game plan for ourselves. Like, let's not rush too shot. Let's make sure that we have good shot selections. So we maintain ourselves through the game, and we won that time.
What was your heart telling? Was you having some heart kind of beating? You were checking to play in Tanzania, given that maybe if I cannot misrate, but Tanzania is developed than South Sudan, right?
Yeah, it was developed, but we all also come from developed nations. It's not that it's developed. So we're just happy to go outside, but we also represent our country and represent our club. So
apart from when you were reaching the airports, the international airports, you did not fear that you have come to a different place and you...
No, I'm not fearing. I've seen many international airports, but it's just something good to get a refreshment outside and represent your country in international.
Being a technical person, what was the perceptions of these countries' players on you?
Well, little was known about us by then, coming for Zone 5 as the underdog. Most of these clubs have been there before, so they were like, Cobra, yeah. They didn't know much about us. So it was up to us, given the coaching staff, we have one of the best coaches in this country. Not only as a player, he was a player before in the days of Sudan. Coach Sharnubi is not here with us today, but he's a very smart man. He was together with Majak. The ones who do the technical part of it. And of course, myself inclusive, meaning that as the games are going on, definitely you study the game, you study the players, you study the opponents. So this game of basketball involves a lot of thinking as you're playing. If you're down, what do you do to get up?
Majak, given the situation of 2020 being affected by coronavirus, what is the hope from Cobra basketball clubs? What are your plans of this year?
This year, if things open up, just so far as planning, just keeping our players in shape and trying to prepare ourselves if things open up again to make sure our players are ready. And it's unfortunate COVID-19 has struck everybody, affected a lot of people's families. But we're trying to look forward to the future for our basketball club and all the people who are affected by it, and the basketball community as a whole in South Sudan and internationally, so everybody can come back and compete and get on the basketball court, the fans, everybody. It's been hard by everybody, but personally, we want to get our players prepared physically, mentally, so we can perform at a high level and hopefully start in 2021 with a great season with the fans and other clubs.
Looking at the health conditions or health status of your players, it's very important in the clubs. What do you do about the health situation of your players?
I would start with being the year of where we've been affected much by coronavirus. As we're trying to get our players in shape, like he has said, mentally, physically, we make sure as we're coming for training, definitely we follow the rules of the guidelines of World Organization, Ministry of Health, to make sure that the player safety and other stuff is very important at the club. So we make sure people do the guidelines. They wash hands, they even they come early, prepare, take showers, you shower and then you come for training. So because basketball is a contact sport, so we make sure all these minor guidelines of course are being followed, because we make sure that players are safe. Again, to add on that, in case, for example, a player may be sick, it's the responsibility of the club. The club is being, of course, is being funded or supported by Biadid Company Limited, plus, of course, the founders, that is Deng and Jack Biar. These guys make sure that the club, the players are into the right, the right health, because if the player falls sick, it is the duty of the club as the management to try and make sure this player is treated.
Okay. Uh, Coming back to you, let's look at the problem that faces you as players of Cobra and generally basketball in South Sudan. What are the challenges facing basketball in South Sudan?
Yeah, like I said before, the challenges are minor for the players in South Sudan. Basically, we need facilities. All the coaches, well, what's good about us as a club, we have the complex, the Terbiar complex. We have the facilities, but we're hoping that other clubs will get the same things. And to get these problems solved, we need contribution of local business communities, organizations to help to excel these players, both the boys and girls, to elevate the game in South Sudan. So to me, the problem is small, but the solution is a collective one from all different organizations, our government, and business communities to help the game excel. Because basketball is a global game and is recognized. And South Sudanese now are recognized everywhere playing basketball. You can go to Uganda, Kenya. Our players are the ones that are excelling. So we need to do the same format here back home to let the players home excel. Yeah.
Thank you, dear viewers on SABC. And before we wind up these discussions, we are supposed to have more of matches being played by Cobra, but because of time, I will be right back here to my guests in the studio and find out what are the challenges facing basketball in the country. He has mentioned some of them, and what are the solution? What are the solution to those problems, Mr. Dut?
Well,
Special solution.
solutions, yeah, okay. First of all, you must have the problem and then the solutions, because I think the problems are general. You know, they're not only affecting Cobra as a club. They do affect all clubs within South Sudan, and these include facilities, like you said, which is not a big problem to Cobra, of course, because Cobra has about 4 basketball courts within Dr. BR Sports Complex. But other teams, you know, there are teams without their own home ground, you know. And these home grounds, we mean they should be standard, you know, so that players, we have a lot of young talent there that need to play, you know. We need to discover these young talent, so we must make sure they have the facilities, they have the right courts, you know, they have, for example, where they can come and work out, like a gym, you know, aerobics as they develop, you know, physically. So I believe, like I said, it's a collective effort. Businessmen, other people who love the sport, they need to come in and, you know, try and lift the youth.
Okay, to catch it from there, what can a sport, especially basketball, bring to South Sudan, and what can it do to youth?
Very well. Sports can do a lot. South Sudan, sports can bring a lot of, first of all, the major key number one factor sport will do to South Sudan is it will unite us, regardless of the tribe. You know, when we are playing here, we don't mention this is from this tribe, is from this tribe. No, we come together as sportsmen and get united all over. You know, and that one, the day we know that we are all South Sudanese, you know, and then we get united as a country. And when you're united, definitely nobody can stop you as a nation. So I believe South Sudan here, when the local talent or the local league develop, that means even we shall be able to import our players all the way from the top leagues such as NBA. We have a lot of players there. These are the guys who will come home and represent the country. And when that is done, I would give, just like in Kenya when we had the national team, you know, it was something good. The national anthem being sung, you know, it was so important. It felt like we are so united. So I believe sport will unite this country.
Okay. Coach,
Yes.
let's know from you. How do you maintain your staff? I asked that question earlier, but in terms of financial support, do you pay your staff, your players, I mean?
Well, that's up to BR did, and Jack BR, our managing director. They're taking efforts from their business and the complex to find a way to facilitate cash for the players and what they can do to contribute for issues, school fees, and that's the best way they can do to help them with the best way they can. Because once again, everything's coming from their pocket.
Do you restrict players that takes drugs like alcohols?
Of course, you can't.
Other things.
This denies your performance. You cannot perform if you're taking drugs and all these things, and you're abusing yourself, and it leads to other problems: stealing, robbing, killing, and put you in the wrong crowd. Of course, that's no doubt.
What can South Sudanese learn from that?
Well, to learn from
what can South Sudanese learn from youth playing?
By playing sports, it's good. It builds teamwork. It builds, like what we said, it brings communities together. It keeps you away from problems. Even gives you a chance for education. Let you see the world. Get outside. So it takes a lot away.
Thank you so much from there.
No problem.
Before I let you go, gentlemen, your last messages, 30 seconds from each of you to the sport lovers in the country.
My last message to everyone out there is, please, sport is very important. It's business, it's health, it's mental. Keeps the kids away from drugs, like my coach Majaka said. An idle mind is not important. Please let the kids come. For example, even at Dr. Biar we have the academy, So if we're blessed with coaches like Coach Sharnobi, Coach Majaka, and they're able to train these kids, it's very important. So I think they need to play.
Thank you.
Just for the audience out there, we hope that we all work as this together collectively to help the youth. It's about the youth first of all. So we pass our knowledge to them, and whatever you have on court, off court, to keep away, like I said, from problems, and to encourage them to give them a different light. That's my only message to the viewers and the youth out there in South Sudan.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Once again, allow me to say it, I'm profoundly honored and exceedingly humble having you in the studio of SSBC. And back to you, dear viewers on SSBC. Thank you so much for following the sport programs on SSBC. This week we have been looking at basketball growth in South Sudan, especially Cobra basketball clubs. What are they known for? What have they been doing in South Sudan, even representing South Sudan outside of South Sudan? My name is Majur Cholkur, and my guests were Dut Habram Adur, Technicals and Performance Director for Cobra Basketball Clubs, and Majak Mum, Assistant Coach, Cobra Basketball Club. We do say it with the technical team in the studio. Thanks for following us, and stay tuned for more right here on SSBC. Don't miss to follow us and join our group of sports analysts and experts as we bring them to you in this show through interviews and talk shows. Sport programs on SSBC. Play like champion for better South Sudan.